everybody. Welcome to Shapeshifters of Rathe. This is episode 11, I believe. And today we've got the lovely Eser and Miss Rachel Max Verocity. So today we're going to talk about all the events of the past month. We're recording a little bit late. Normally we record within the month, but that's fine. So shall we hit the ground running and talk about PT?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Nice. So how was it? How did you guys find it? You were judging, Eser?
Yeah, I was asked on Saturday before lunch if I want to judge because they did have judges, but they wanted somebody who knows about cosplay, who knows the crafting processes and stuff. So we asked to the people I was working for, to the tournament organizer, and I got to judge it, which was very interesting. I really liked reading all the texts that people wrote, like introducing their cosplays to the judges. And we also got to do actual pre-judging 1 hour before the cosplay contest happening. We gathered all the cosplayers and looked at the cosplays and asked them questions about how they did it and what they liked about it. And yeah, I was worried for a moment that Max is not gonna show up. That Rachel. But 2 minutes before the contest, she was there. We could do the pre-judging, so all good.
I believe it was 5 minutes, but sure. Yeah, no, I had a really rough time on Saturday. I got stuck in a piece of my costume while I was adjusting something, and it was not stuck in a way I could just leave like that. So my zipper got jammed on I guess I'll call it a corset piece of my costume before I'd put some of the other pieces on. And so I said, I'm going to try my heat gun, but then I realized that would bubble the paint or do something trying to get that loose. So I thought, let's grab the X-Acto knife and really try and get myself out of this. My husband wasn't there. He was playing in the Pro Tour. So attempting to get that undone, I managed to slice my finger quite bad. I sliced into the nail and very, very deep, and it was bleeding pretty profusely. So I ended up texting a bunch of people. I think I texted Carolina and Joe, for those who know Joe, the man, the myth, and asked them, can you let the judges know? Can you let somebody know that I don't even know if I'll make this contest if I can't get myself to stop bleeding? But I did. It took about I'd say an hour and 15 to actually get that wound to stop bleeding in my hotel room, but we got there.
Wow,
but in the meantime, I had to disassemble pieces of my costume, pull all the fasteners, because how do I get it on if I'm bleeding in my hand wrapped in a towel? So I was removing set fasteners from everywhere off the top, trying to get it to work so that I could dress myself and put my gloves on. So I managed to hot glue burn myself about 5 times in that period. Had some insane blisters going on underneath my gloves, but I got there. I got my pieces on. I skated from the hotel to the facility. And I did make it just in the nick of time.
How did the people on the streets react to you skating around in
it was actually really funny. So it's not that far for those that weren't at PTLA. I was staying at the Moxie, which is right across the street, but I mean, you're still skating from a hotel. So I had to come down the hotel elevator. So come through the lobby in that, for those who saw it or didn't see it, I was dressed as Evo Mockbreaker, which is one of the skater punks in Bright Lights. Blue hair, costume that's all Technicolor, metallic, with light up rollerblades and lights on it. And people on the street were definitely either, doing, of course, the head take where they're like, what is that? But I got a lot of random people on the street that definitely weren't with the game. That were wow, that's cool. That's so sick. And asking me for pictures. I'm like, sorry guys, I have to go. I'm bleeding through my glove. I have a contest to make. So it was an experience. I'm glad I made it in time, but unfortunately what that meant was that I had to pull fasteners off of my entire top and try and replace them last minute with just something temporary so that I could get it on myself. And that meant I was really struggling to perform through the contest to skate safely because, I'm trying to keep everything on and it's looser than it would normally be. So that can create a hazard if anything comes loose and I'm skating around. But I got through it. And it was actually a ton of fun just jamming around and skating around the facility. I'm really surprised they let me do it. I think the only reason I got away with it is because one, dated for a very long time, so I'm pretty okay at it. Pretty safe. I was taking it safe, not going too fast or doing any tricks or anything. And two, it really goes with the costume. So just for anyone out there that wants to make like a rollerblade version of something, I just caution they might not give as much latitude if it's not something that's required for the character. But it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, and I'm still glad I did it, even with all those hiccups that kind of disappointed me on the day of. It was still just an absolute blast.
I'm just trying to find the picture with everybody in it.
It's probably in the Los Angeles channel somewhere.
Oh yes, that's right. Probably in the Los Angeles chat. This one. Because that picture was very nice, but it was a bit dark.
Yeah, if you go to like the website actually, or if you go to like the one that was just there with everybody's pictures, there's a picture of maybe even if you scroll up, I might have posted it. But there's one of like a full body shot. Actually, it might be with Eser. But scroll up there. There's one with Eser, and that one I don't have my mask on. I had pulled it off. Actually, I was getting undressed when he finally found me. I was asking around on Sunday. I'm like, "Where's he at? I want to get a picture with us together." And he came over. I think I was at the Realm booth, and I was starting to get undressed. I had dropped my mask over at MinMax and said, "I'll be back in a second. I'm gonna go change." So he caught me right in a good time.
I was watching the finals of the Proj happening, and then that finished. And then some of the other judges, because I wasn't on stuff anymore, right? The other just be like, by the way, this cosplayer on rollerblades was searching for him. Like, wait.
Yeah, I think if you scroll up, Lynette, I might have posted a picture of it. Maybe. Let's see.
There's
I don't know, maybe I didn't. But it had lights. It was a lot of fun to do. And trying to wrestle everything off. Actually, a lot of people don't know that whole costume actually lights up, or it's supposed to, but I snapped the wires wrestling that corset off. So the bottom half didn't light up. But I'm working on fixing it just to bring it back for fun in the future. And I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I actually kind of want to get some footage of me skating around outside and scaring my neighbors with all those things lit up at night. So actually, that's probably what I'll be doing today instead of cleaning my space, which is why I have a virtual background, because my space is rough.
That's fair.
My floor is rough.
But you can't
everything's really rough right now.
Yeah, I think that is the best photo I have just on hand. So I'll just go on to the Fab page and get the other one. So there was quite a few entrants, and that was quite nice too, wasn't it? But it wasn't as much as we've had in past PTs. I'm not sure. Perhaps that's because there'll be a few more at the US Nats.
I sent you the bigger picture from the.
You sent me the bigger picture. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the attendance. I think some of it is it's location. LA can be a little expensive, so that could drive down a little bit of attendance and such, and I can see that. But it could also be that people are getting their stuff like ready for other events. Not everybody can make every event. I wish I could. I know we all wish we could. So I could see maybe we didn't have as many entrants as usual for a PT, just maybe because people are excited for things like Amsterdam or Osaka, and we can't all make a costume every 2 months and show up. Because I did know a couple of people that were supposed to be there in costume that I either saw or ran into that maybe their costume wasn't ready, or they were saving it for other things, or also they just couldn't make it. Family emergencies, different things happened, and they had to stay home. So, which was unfortunate. But it was still really fun. We had, I think, 9, right, Eser?
Yeah, we had 9 contestants, and I think every one of them looks amazing. Like the might not be the largest number of people, but the quality of it all was very good.
I'm very impressed. I mean, just from the photos, looked bloody amazing. But everyone put the work in.
I know last time we pulled up the individual photos, we can maybe do we want to talk about everybody's costume a little bit and who was there?
Yeah, I have a folder I just remembered. I have a folder of pictures that we can go through. Right. Let's do that.
It's 5 a.m. in the morning for you, so I think you're forgiven.
I know. I can't believe you're doing this time, Lynette. I wouldn't even be awake. There's no way.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I am not an early riser.
No, definitely not.
I woke up at 4:30, so yeah. So I'll stop that screen and get a new one. I'm a morning person. My first job was actually a bakery assistant, so it doesn't bother me too bad. Here we are. Found it. Okay, and the great thing about these ones is I can actually enlarge them. There we are. So that's them. So we can go through, because I think one of these people was missed. So if we go from left to right, so we've got that costume there, which is quite cool. Now he was the one character on a 2-character picture, right?
He was getting his hand smashed, right, Eser?
Yeah, he wanted to. Basically, he said he really wanted to make the hammer.
Yeah.
So then he became the character, and that people, like other people, smash his hand with the hammer.
I just noticed too from this picture the bloody hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks so cool.
I could have loaned him some real blood. Little did he know if he'd gone to the other side of the stage, just took my glove off. A little bit of a health hazard, maybe, but realism.
Yeah. And then we have Carolina in her Goldham.
Her Victor.
The hard shoes.
Yes, and the shoes.
Yeah, the hooves were great touch. She and I actually had to walk to go get something at some point. I think we not had to. We wanted coffee, and I offered to bring her one and to rollerblade and go get it. And she decided that it was a better idea for her to walk in those hooves, like blocks away. And I could hear them clip-clopping the whole way. And I was like, what are those made out of? And they're really, really cool. You can't really see it from this picture, even if you zoom in, because it's, it'll be too blurry, but they have some really cool carvings in the side of them that really make it look like real hooves. And it's really neat. I trying to remember what she told me it was made of. Maybe it was warbler over foam clay or something like that. But I thought that was a really clever, funny touch, considering that, the joke of who is really Victor, that she added the hooves.
Yeah. That's so cool. And then we have a really cool young Dash.
Yeah, was that Zoe is her name, I think. I could be wrong on that. But yeah, she was super nice, super sweet. I got to meet her a little bit backstage. She told me she actually used to do roller derby, and she was like, man, I want an excuse now to make roller derby Dash, because she saw my rollerblades, so we were bonding over rollerblades and Dash. So really cool cool
Maybe
costume. I think she was actually using the same model that I used for my pistol, which was Snow Coven's model, Matt Ayers. So that was really cool. We're bonding over our matching pistols.
Maybe next time, next show, you can do like a performance together, rollerblading.
I am getting far too old for that. I could break a hip. Come on.
And then we've got a beautiful young brain.
Levia. Yeah, so that's like Levia. It's the mid-transformation Levia. I always forget what it's called. It's not transcended, something like that, or it's in the midway to transcended.
Yeah, so you can kind of see on her face the makeup on the other side. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool. That makeup was awesome.
The special effect makeup was like the pictures don't do it justice. Like there was like bone coming out of like different parts of her arm, and like the entire side of the face was full of
the spikes coming out of her skin. It was really cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. And then we've got the lovely, we will come back to the top 4 because I've got more pictures of them, but we've got the lovely
Zenny
in her beautiful robes, and we need to show another picture of that because it's not in its full power, but she's looking beautiful there. So yeah, She looks beautiful in her Kano. How dare I forget James's favourite character? And then we've got the
darkness from
the
Diana.
darkness set. Yeah.
That's Diana, right? In darkness.
That's Diana. Yeah, we watched
got
her.
all the arms, the legs, the heads, and the chest. She made them all. And the hood was actually, she made it out of leather.
So it had that like stand-up effect on the collar with the stiffness.
It looked brilliant. It looked
And
really cool.
You can barely see it, but like the gloves also had some light going on to emulate how the card looks with like the smoke and energy rising from it. So that looked pretty cool.
And then we've got Dex brushing it out, doing the head thing,
right?
Yeah. It
looks
really awesome.
I love the fun fact of how that was made, that it's a mask or something with like, I think it's like a visor, like a golf visor or something, like flipped upwards or something that he used to make that. I could be wrong on that fun fact, but I'm pretty sure. And you were saying, didn't you say like the jaw moved with him a bit?
Yeah, he made the jaw that if he speaks, it also moves.
Oh, nice! Like
when he speaks, like the mask, the jawline of the mask is also moving as it normally would when he's talking, and like the feathers he attached, he dyed them. I think like he was playing the whole day in his cosplay too.
Yeah, there was photos
Imagine you're sitting down to a match, and then this guy with like this very intimidating mask sits next to you, like opposing for you.
So, and then we've got Oldham, also a top 4. So we'll have another picture of that, because that's going to be the only one where we get a really good picture of you, Rachel, because you're kind of hanging on the end of this one.
Yeah, I caught in my earring. Like, so I have like piercings all up the shell of my ear here, and like the thing kept getting caught. So the entire time I'm sitting up there, I'm like, oh god, it's caught. And it hurts.
Yeah.
Pulling. I'm like trying to get it untangled there. I think Dex or somebody had to help me.
Yeah. That's a bad timing for a photo of you, unfortunately. But this shield looks freaking amazing.
It was taller than me, which is not difficult, but it was giant. And like the hammer, he added some sort of glitter to like the frost to add a frost effect, and it looked very good. Like it did actually look like.
Oops. Here it is.
Yeah, I had it. It likes moving a bit.
That's because I keep touching the arrow when I'm trying to enlarge. So that's there.
Yeah. It looked like, as if the whole thing was frozen over, which was a really cool touch to the whole thing. Like I think the hammer actually was my favorite part of this cosplay, because it looked so good.
It looks amazing.
Yeah, I remember when he made that, because I want to say I got to see that back at Vegas last year when he brought it there. And I want to say that's 3D printed. It's really cool. I could be wrong on that if he's watching, hopefully. So like, no, it's not 3D printed, Rachel. I think it is. I think it is. And it looks really, really, really cool.
I didn't realize you switched pictures, and I was like, you're not going right to Rachel. Oh, Rachel is there.
Yeah. So they were calling us for like to get up there, and it was still screwing with the mask, and it was still caught on my earring at that point. I'm like, you know what? Now it's halfway off my face. We're gonna do a sassy little pose here. We're gonna be like, yes, I'm considering and pondering this picture because it's hooked up.
Yeah.
It looks
I lost one of my favorite earrings getting that out. It was a diamond earring too, and I was like, no. Oh
well. I think you really feel the pain of cosplay.
Yeah. I gotta say, it's always what you least expect. There's the parts that you're like, yeah, this is gonna hurt or be uncomfortable or something. And I even gave it like really thin straps to make it so it wouldn't get tangled too much or caught on stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I should have known. I should have taken my piercings out. I really should have.
Yeah. So yeah, it looked amazing. I was very impressed, and I think we can see the hooves better in this picture too.
Yeah, you can. Yep.
Yeah, you can even see the carving. There we go. That amazing hoof, right down to the smallest detail. Carolina always brings it. And it's a heel, so yeah.
Oh, they are tall heels. I walked with her.
I
heard the complaining.
Yes, I've broken myself wearing tall heels before, but I'm sure
I don't know how she hasn't.
Is perfect.
I mean, she always wears like super tall heels. I don't know how she has like not permanently damaged her feet there. Just bless her on that one.
I mean, there is quite a bit of detail in here in the chest piece too. Oops.
Oh, and her shield as well. It doesn't really show up, but maybe like one of the other. I know one of the other pictures does because with Deb's mom, there's a picture of it. But yeah, all that's like hand carved and done with foam clay, and she's got the impressive shoulder swoops on that.
Yeah, there was a lot of details going on with the armor, which I think, you know, the character has a lot of details on his armor, and I think Carolina did that really justice with the work she did. Like it looks so impressive.
Yeah,
so good.
It looks like I don't. It reminds me of a type of dog, like a Scotty dog. I don't know why. It must be just that mo kind of looking behind the nose. But it looks awesome.
Yeah, I wonder how long. I actually didn't ask her how long this stuff took, but I know of, like, on social media, she wrote a post like with a spray can in her hand. My flight is leaving in 3 hours.
Yeah, I saw that one. So there's a nice close up of your mask there, Rachel. It looked freaking spectacular.
Thanks.
And the coloring and it just looks amazing. It just looks like it's metal. It doesn't look like it's foam or whatever the base was.
Yes, yeah. Rachel, tell us about your colors.
So I really enjoyed, well, maybe enjoyed is the wrong word because it's very hard. But I had a lot of fun experimenting with the process on this costume. So I was telling people I have grown up around garages and home renovations and cars. And so I took inspiration this time and I decided to try a different technique on painting. So the reason that these have such a nice, smooth metallic look is that's all car paint. And so each one of those colors was hand mixed. I mean, what I mean by hand mixed was I bought the base compound of the paint, mixed it to get what I needed, put some additives in it for flexibility, and then actually bought the pigment powders like you would if you were a garage and you were doing like your own custom car paints, and then mix them to get the exact colors I wanted. So I was sitting there with like the card, like doing those. So each one of those colors is a base color and then a sheer, like a metallic or a candy color over the top to give it its sheen. It doesn't come through as well here, but they actually have almost a chameleon effect in person where they get a little bit like shifty in the paint colors, but they're really, really fun to do, but dangerous. So I would definitely caution anybody following in my footsteps that you have to have a full garage setup, a sprayer system, you know, a booth, that sort of thing. But I thought it was really fun to kind of bring that mechanical energy and kind of car energy to like these street punks, and their look kind of reminded me of like custom cars and kind of like Fast and Furious. So I wanted to do it.
Yeah. It does really fit the, you know, the idea of the costume, so of the card art. So,
and then we've got Carolina again.
Oh, there's Victor.
Oh yes, Victor finally shows up.
Which is so cute. Everyone was like, the horse.
Her performance was very funny. Like, I was actually crying some tears because it was so funny. So she had two people come up with her to the stage, like the slaves of Victor, or you know, servants, as a nicer word for it. And they had these money shooting machines to shoot out like fake dollar bills into the crowd. I don't know how far it reached, but I got a few of the fake money.
Oh, I know. I think I told you guys this last time, but you know, Caroline and I are buds. And I had to reprimand her, I think, behind stage because during my performance, they weren't going to have me go on stage because the rollerblades don't roll very well across carpet wires, everything.
Yeah.
So they had me skate through the crowd and come up. And so when I came up to the stage, I was going to skate between the judges booth and the stage, and hopefully I was going to make it pretty smooth, but there were dollar bills and cards all over the floor. I think they were gold tokens everywhere, all over the floor. So they were catching in my wheels.
Oh no.
Oh,
So I had to like kind of stop and tiptoe across them, which really, kind of stunk as far as that goes, but it was all fine. I went back there. I was like chiding her about it. Like, thanks for sabotaging my performance. Just kidding.
We didn't notice it. It looked all, uninterrupted.
Oh, yeah. No, but it was just funny because I started to feel get caught in like one of my back wheels. I'm like, this is going to be really bad. Like I'm going to like go real slow and kind of tiptoe over it. But it was funny as heck. I wish I could find, I know there's a video out there of the performance, but I don't have a copy of it. It's on Twitter.
And then we have the winner, which looked amazing. And if anyone wants to find it, she was the cosplayer of the month. So if you're watching this, you can just go on the back catalogue and find her, find out more about her beautiful costume. Zenny did a brilliant job, and just that fire. I don't know if we'll be allowed to have fire again, but it looked brilliant.
I think she was allowed to do it because they didn't read the things people wrote, so they were surprised, and then it was too late because it already happened. So yeah. I don't think you're allowed to. I'm very sure you're not allowed to bring any open flames to a performance of cosplay.
Yeah, it's definitely in the rules, but it is what it is. It happened. It was allowed to go on because it kind of had already happened at that point. But yeah, for any future cosplayers out there, really, really highly discouraged just for safety reasons for everybody around you. So it's not allowed here or at most conventions, but that doesn't take away from the fact that this was a beautiful costume.
Yeah, the details, even away from the flame, were amazing. The smoke that came out of this,
the staff,
was amazing.
Like she spent months modeling the staff to print it, and like there was actually quite a bit of smoke coming out of it.
Yeah, she just did a brilliant job. I was very impressed. I mean, all the stitching and so forth. So yeah, if people want to know more, they can find that in the cosplay of the month. Shall we move on to the next order of work? So promos. I just got to find them again because I went and found other things on Discord. It'll just be a moment.
You get new fancy cardboard.
Yeah, new fancy cardboard. So this is great because it means that the ones that we had kind of become limited edition, which is kind of nice. It means that they're kind of listening. Having seasons is a good idea. And it means more toys for Taylor. You've played Taylor yourself, Rachel, and how do you feel about these new toys for Taylor?
Yeah, so it's definitely pretty much my primary deck for UPF matches. I think these are really fun new toys for her. I will admit I no longer have mine because I was given some offers I couldn't refuse. But I hope I can work hard enough to get some more in the future to add it back to my deck. But hey, some of us need the money for our next costume at this point.
Yeah,
but they're amazing. We have the new the Venom back, which is on the back of a Scabskins. I believe. Hopefully, I didn't get these mixed up. And then we have the what's the other one called? It's the Snapdragons, but what's the back called? Do you remember, Eser?
Hold up. Actually, I've got that on there as the title so that you can have that. So that's the titles there. I'm just grabbing the picture. I've just got to find it.
Yeah. So the Venom back on the back of the Scabskins. I was losing my thought for a second there. Yeah, that one is, I believe, the top 4 prize now.
Yeah.
And it replaces the Fabric of Spring, which was on the back of a Findle Spring tunic. And the other one, I believe, is the Participation. Now for everybody, that's included in place of the Fabric of, what was the other one called?
Is it Participation or top 8?
I thought Fabric of Scales was Participation. Am I wrong on that?
No, that one was Participation. Yeah, it was Participation because top 8 gets the playmat, and then top place 4 to 2 gets the red the skin layers, and then the first one gets tailored.
Yeah. And the mat itself for the new top 4 mat, instead of being the Fabric of Spring, is the Venom back fabric. So it's a new mat as well. So really cool to see in person. I unfortunately don't have it to show you guys right now, but the cold foiling is beautiful on both of these. And just because I've heard the crying before online, the cold foil is only on the fabric side. They didn't print like new cold foil equipments. These aren't equipment. They don't like go and, like immediately. Like, I mean, they are, but they
cannot
aren't.
be in your equipment slots.
You're
They
not
can
allowed
only
to
be
put them to start
Yeah.
with them in your
Exactly.
equipment slot.
Judge
They have to
Eser
be-
here to keep everything straight, but
Yeah.
I have seen people kind of complain about that before that aren't really sure what these do. And so the cold foiling is only on the fabric side, but it is stunning. It really is, as just with all cold foils that LSS does. It's really, really pretty piece for your collection.
Yeah, I can, and can you imagine rolling scab skins and and getting some action points in your tailor deck?
Yeah, so that's the hope. That's the hope if I can get myself another set.
And it's battle worn too, so it's going to defend. It's great.
I didn't realize how good these cards are for a tailor deck.
Oh yeah.
Before these came out, because now I'm like, yeah, of course you used your boots to defend. Oh yeah, Snapdragon scales. Let's go.
Yeah.
And I already had in my tailor deck. I already used Scabskins. It was already in there as one of my equipment, one of my stackable equipment, and so I was very excited to see this. My husband and I went back and forth on whether to give this one up. I was like, oh, he wanted it, and I'm like, I know why you want it. It's a great card. I'm like, but sometimes you know how it goes. Sometimes you're like, yeah, to get to the next project.
Yeah. Okay, so that's those. And now we've got our spoilers. And we've got a lot happening. So I'm going to bring up February, because I think that would be very helpful.
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of new art because Phuket was this weekend, and a lot of new cards have been coming out as a part of that and that advertisement. And LSS has been really drip feeding it to us a lot earlier this time, which is really exciting to see.
It's really nice.
I mean, they do want to have it released a bit, all the cards, so people can prepare for the event. But
especially
I
because
like
that world premiere.
I do like that every day we get a new bit.
Yeah. So we've got which one do we prefer, the adult or the?
I mean, they're both great. Like all the hero art in this set is stunning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There is a bit of conversation in our groups that the young new looks a little bit older than the adult new.
Yeah,
but
she looks more mature. I think it's the pipe and everything. She's standing there. She looks very like I have control of this situation. Where the other one looks so fun, like she's like, I'm having a good time. So honestly, I thought that this was the opposite. I thought that this was the adult new when I saw it. But
because we all know the fun goes away. You become an adult.
I mean, I know it. Don't I know it? No, they're still fun. That's what Flesh and Blood is for.
But I do really like the young Enigma.
Oh, she's stunning.
The possibilities for cosplaying that's probably more just in pictorial rather than in real life, to be able to get that angle perfect without having a heck of ton of hairspray and warbler. Or stiffening of some sort to make everything stand on edge.
I mean, you can put like color on the floor and then lay yourself in this position.
I was about to say, you just make the outfit and wig as normal, and then find your friend with a pool. Go over.
Yeah. I mean, pools have been done.
Yeah.
Oops. Click. Oh god, I jumped ahead. Wait a minute. Here she is.
Yeah.
Enigma.
Delta Enigma is very beautiful. I love that wig crown combo and the colors, but I love blue. So
yeah. And I mean, it doesn't look like a flat wig, so after talking to you about wigs and how to color wigs, I'm quite excited to try alcohol pens because we have some of those that I can access. So
yeah, I guess I should put that plug in here for anybody considering these, but because we talked about it last time when we were talking about recording, but so my wig had 6 different colors in it. It was colored from a base near white, and so it's blue, purple, pink, etc. So for anybody out there that's trying to do some sort of wig dyeing or wig streaking, putting colors in their wigs, alcohol inks are a great option for doing that. But if you actually want to save a little money, the Sharpie method is basically the same thing, because Sharpies are an alcohol type ink. And so if you buy Sharpies in different colors, you can dunk them in isopropyl alcohol in a little spray bottle. Make sure it's small because you want it to be concentrated. And then you can either spray it onto your wig and comb through or brush through, or you can dip like a toothbrush into it and then comb it through to make streaks in the wig. So just be careful, because it did bleed onto my hoodie afterwards when I wore it around for a bit. So just make sure to really rinse it out afterwards. Pretty good to get the excess.
And then we've got also Zen, which I think he's quite cool. The young version's got a I just noticed a circle pendant, a bit like what we have a Katsu, but Katsu's is green. So
I mean, they are coming from the same region, right?
But
are you thinking about this one, Eser?
Yeah, he's definitely on the list.
Yeah, I love the young version. I love the embroidery and or not embroidery, whatever it is, paint to dye on the design.
I think that the young one is more of a more simple cosplay, which for me personally would be fun to just wear on a Friday.
Yeah.
For this one, I would need to go do a lot of fitness. I don't think I can achieve this buffness.
You can reach out. What is it? I'm sure like Matt Folks or somebody could give you some tips or something. Yeah. I know he's always talking about Fab Fitness Challenge, pump and iron, all that. Like you guys can, there's the Fab Fitness Challenge. Just hit the gym, make it part of that, get really swole.
But I really like the design with like all the ropes and stuff,
I like the chest piece. I think that's amazing. That it looks wonderful.
Yeah, that whole costume is beautiful.
And then we've got some really interesting art that's come out. Like this is gorgeous.
So question, can somebody cosplay that? That's the real question for a contest.
Full bodysuit.
Talking about rules, is this allowed?
Full bodysuit, maybe? I don't know.
I think if you wear a bodysuit, it might be allowed. If not, then no chance.
Just imagine somebody walking on stage with this nude bodysuit and just turning around to the crowd and just holding the shawl.
Yeah.
Great performance.
But I do like this one. This one looks freaking wicked. It looks really cool.
Great.
The art in the set is just there's so much good stuff going on.
How do we feel about the inner chi? That's a different kind of concept.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at it from the judge perspective, and I can see a lot of judge calls happening. Be like, judge, I think I forgot to turn this around the last match.
Oh no! Yes, I see that.
So,
I transcended, but I didn't flip it over.
Yeah.
So you're already imagining the nightmares you're going to be having, the PTSD from all these judge calls.
That's gonna be very interesting to see how that unfolds. But I do like the mechanic that you play this and then you get more resources in your hand. You play this and now I get it back and I can pitch it for more stuff going on.
And it's nice that we're getting other angles for characters.
Yeah.
So early on, so it's going to make it lots easier for people who want to build these characters. Like this is a slightly different angle, so you can see more of the actual dress, which is quite nice. And we've got feet pics apparently.
They know to give the people what they want. Okay.
Oh, I know.
I gotta say, I really like the storyline these 4 cards are telling, for going from like a very tiny droplet to like a waterfall. Like I think the cards have a very neat design to them.
Yeah, I kind of like the whole storyline with that too. It's quite interesting. There's more page. Yeah, there was one more for that one. Yeah. How do we feel about the anime style?
I think it's great. It's great.
Yeah.
I mean, I
like that it's kind of classy anime. But then there's the cartoon popping ones too. It's kind of a nice mix.
It's got a mix of like traditional art form with pop.
And are those the Marvels? Are they like normal versions, or will they all look like that?
I'm unsure. This one might be the actual card this instant here, the preserved tradition, because it's got like the normal frame and so forth. But that one is a flipping card, so I think that one does flip into the Inichi.
I mean, the other ones flip too, right?
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
But yes, I like this one. This is my favorite card.
Everybody loves this one.
If they are not printing it on a playmat, I think a lot of people will be very sad about that.
Yeah.
I possess a black cat, and I think that it's just so gorgeous.
That's a very fun artwork. So, cosplay challenge. We're gonna do that card art. Who are you gonna be?
Everybody pick theirs. I think Carolina's got dibs on the fox.
Well,
I want to be the chicken.
You want to be the chicken?
Yeah, I want to be the chicken.
I want to be the skeleton with the glass of wine or something. I think it really suits me for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. Maybe the one-eyed beast on the corner?
You know, we should do is like, you remember when we did the Christmas card like 2 years ago where we all sent in pictures to each other and coordinated? We should actually do this where we get the Discord, everybody picks a character, does like a silly cosplay of themselves at home. Doesn't have to be anything really serious or hard work or anything. Like I could put on like a skeleton onesie or something, and then we just mesh it together and put it out there for like Halloween or something. That'd be a lot of fun. I'll volunteer to Photoshop it if everybody wants to do it.
I think you'll find enough people.
Yeah, I think we can find it.
Yeah, we can do it. There's enough people with the game enough. Some of them are simple and some of them are more complicated, but I think we could pull that off. And then we've just got down here chakras, which I think are cool. I like the moon chakra. It's my favorite chakra, just for art.
Beautiful.
Yeah, the artwork looks great.
Because you can see that
when I'm gonna play the set, I'm just all the time to my opponents. Some of the card artwork looks so amazing, and then I play, and then some of the card artwork looks so amazing, and I play.
And the wind chakra is quite interesting too. It's just we're going to be bombarded with beautiful art, like wide blue yonder. Just I mean, that looks like Katsu, but maybe not.
I think the playmats are going to be pretty fire for this set.
Yeah,
we're already all out enough playmats.
But you could always have more.
At some point, you're over the limit where it's too much, and then it's like, free for all, get them all.
Yeah, it's like the Pokemon. Where are you going to put them all? And we've just had Calling Phuket. So I've just got a picture because unfortunately there was only 2 participants. Phuket is a beautiful place to go, but also an expensive place to travel to for most of the world. And I think a lot of people, because of the announcement of Japan, have been kind of concentrating on, if they're in the Asia Pacific area, maybe going to Japan. So we just had these 2 from Phuket. So one of the cosplayers, there is more pictures we can get to, but the cosplayer on the left is pronounce her name right, Tamarin, and she's from Japan, and the other girl is from Singapore. So congratulations to them. The work is amazing. And I think that they did so well, and they did beach pictures. So I'll just go back, and I forgot that we have beach pictures that somebody spammed the particular chat for that area with. I think you found a whole lot of pictures there, Eser?
Yeah, on the live chat. Live feed. That's like such a fun background for cosplays, because like these two are kind of, you know, serious or, you know, deep characters, you know, and then you have the beach with like all the people wanting to go swim and having vacation in the background. It's very funny.
That was my favorite part when you told us they were doing pictures at the beach. I was like, God, I hope it's like the characters you don't expect at the beach. The two that came.
Yeah, and it most definitely was.
I think this is my favorite picture. It's so good. She looks like I just committed some murder and now I'm ready to do vacation.
Yeah, you need
Oh, hey
relaxation.
there.
Give me a cocktail after that.
Yeah, let's go for a drink.
Give the girl a break. You know?
They both look absolutely stunning, and congratulations to those two cosplayers. Oops. Oh, that one looked cool.
Yeah,
I can't make it
picture
any
was
bigger,
very
I'm
nice.
afraid.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's.
I can imagine this one particularly was very warm. Because
Yeah,
I imagine it's not.
phone makes it warm. So congratulations to them too. They've done a brilliant job. I'll just stop sharing that. But yeah, they did a brilliant job, and I'm very proud of. Well, they did the work, and they obviously had the hard work of trying to get it there. I'm in the process of working out how to talk to the beautiful Japanese cosplayer, because there is a language barrier slightly. I spoke to her. She was in Queenstown, Rachel. She was the Dromai cosplayer.
Yeah, this is Turan.
Turan,
I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but yeah.
Yeah. I have a little card she gave me, but if I get too close, it gets too dark.
Yeah, I saw she shared that. Super cute.
Yeah.
I've not seen it.
Yeah. So yeah, she's brilliant. So I'm just working on talking to her, because as soon as we go into her home area, it would be lovely to have her on and have a chat and
I'm sure you can figure something out, you know, and there's always possibility that, you know, we've got a lot of members of our community that are bilingual or speak multiple languages, you know, and so maybe you can get in a scenario with like a friend or somebody that can help translate if there's any confusion.
Upcoming events we've got in May, there's Warsaw. Is that one you're thinking about going to, Eser, or are we saving for the PT?
Well, I would like to go, but I'm arriving after almost a month-long vacation, and I do need to be in work at some point, you know. So I have to sadly skip Warsaw. And also Tokyo. I'm gonna miss Tokyo too.
You mean money doesn't grow on trees in Germany?
No. Also vacation time doesn't. I spend a lot of most of my vacation time to my trip to Japan before the world premiere, so it is what it is.
Yeah, because these things we do need to do well in advance, and it's brilliant that we've got the world premiere in Japan, and I'm very excited for the Japanese community to have such a premiere thing in their country, in their language, and so that's going to be amazing for them, I think. I do know of friends that are going to go to Tokyo, so hopefully I will convince them that they need to take lots of photos for me and like personally send them to me, so that we can get them. I'm sure that they'll have no problem doing that.
I'm looking forward to the cosplays. There's going to be a cosplay competition in Tokyo, right?
I think so, because there is a calling attached to Tokyo. But I mean, we'll see.
I'm well, if there is, I'm really looking forward to, you know, welcoming new cosplayers to a community and maybe having some of them join our Discord, you know, or like be part of this, and you know, seeing what they're doing, what they're up to.
I think we have a couple of people from the Asia Pacific in our Discord, but they are a little bit quiet. But we all talk a lot, so maybe. So, and then that, and saying that, it's great that we now have a roadmap till the end of the year, knowing whereabouts things are going to be in time frames, which means, because that's going to make it quite good for us to, as cosplayers, pick which events are close to us, because we all know how hard it is to travel with stuff, because it adds a layer of cost.
And I mean, I think in LA Like in the keynote, they said there's gonna be some more of the bigger events, but they haven't announced them yet. But like we already have a good plan of a lot of the events that are coming. So
yeah, like in the US. Sorry, guys. Yeah, we don't get a lot of contests in the US. We get maybe 2 a year, maybe 3. Because I think a lot of people have this perception that because we have so many events, we have a lot of cosplay contests, but we have fewer than any other region.
To be fair, we don't have many events happening, so we also don't have that many contests, you know.
Yeah.
But we have
I think I counted it for this year, and like EMEA has like 5 or 6, and I think APAC has around 5 or 6, and we've got 2 right now. Maybe 3 we'll see, like with Tampa. I think that's a world premiere. I thought I heard that during the keynote. And usually world premieres are solo events. So the reason the US doesn't get a lot, for any US cosplayers out there that are wondering or haven't thought about this, most of our callings are done in conjunction with like an SCG con, which is, you know, multiple other event. It has other TCGs in it. And I think, I can't say for sure, but I think that's the reason we don't really have contests there, is because how do you restrict it to just like flesh and blood, you know, and things like that. That'd be very odd and awkward to say, oh yeah, we've got a contest here, but you aren't invited, you know, the rest of you. We have it only in our solo events, which there aren't a lot of. And so like US Nats, even though it hasn't been, I don't think the website's open yet. I think it was supposed to be open Friday, but I checked in, it's not open yet. Or wasn't as of yesterday. But usually we have one because that's a solo event. And then I would guess that if there's a world premiere, we might get one at Tampa Bay. So as far as planning out like our contest, that's kind of like what I have to think about. Is I think like for me, I'm going to US Nats, maybe Tampa, and then I'm going to go to Osaka.
Nets are most likely gonna, Nets has a contest, right?
They haven't said, but I'm going off of historical data that we have always had a contest because our events are so large. Like our US Nats is, maybe I'm misspeaking here, but it feels almost as large as a PT as far as like number of contestants and participation. It feels like, I think we usually have like, what was it, 400 to 500 or something like that?
Yeah, you usually have 400 to 500 because that's
plus the calling and like people that aren't playing in the PT, like really increases it. So
because you guys, your Nats has to run over 3 days because of the pure number of people that participate normally.
And the last 2 years I played in Nats. Yeah. So this year I'm not playing in Nats. I didn't qualify this year. My first year not qualifying, which boo to me. But you know, it actually gives me a little more freedom to choose my costume this year because the last 2 years I had to take into account that you are playing up to potentially day 2, and I did day 2 1 year in costume. So I was like, it's got to be something I can sit in, I can play seriously in, get my stuff done quickly. And so this year, and it's drivable, so I don't have to worry about luggage. So I'm very excited.
All planned. That you're not joining nationals. It was all planned, you know.
No, I said to my husband, he was like, all I ask of you is that you don't bring another like giant mech size thing, because I was almost going to bring one of like the big Evos, like a stilts thing again. And he talked me out of it. He's like, please, like, we don't need our whole friends to be your pit crew again, you know, like helping you not fall. So I am doing something where I'm on the ground this year, but it's something where it would be hard to pack, or harder to pack. So I'm like, let's take this and slot it in for now.
It's when we say that each area, like APAC is quite spread out, and so is some of Europe. So it is good that they have events that are reasonably close to most people. So again, and it states that it is a big place and it is a big spread. And when you think about it, like when are we getting one in North America, Canada? Come on, they need one.
I'd love to see Canada get more events. They're getting a Battle Hardened next month, Montreal, and I'm actually going to it for fun. I haven't been to Montreal in a while, and my husband's like, "We're traveling for a Battle Hardened," you know. Like, I said, but you know, I love Montreal, so I was like, I haven't been in forever. Let's just go for a weekend. I think it'll be fun. So we're gonna go do that, and I'm happy that Canada is starting to get events because I love traveling there. We love to hike, so it gives me good excuses to go to like Battle Hardens. I hope they get more like big events like a calling. Not that Battle Hardens aren't big, but like calling level would be really cool.
Level is just great, and I think that Canada's like they've got a good following. That they deserve one.
Yeah, they deserve one. I want to see it, and I want to see like more going on there. I love Montreal, I love Vancouver, I love Toronto. So anytime I get to come up there, it's a treat.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Lyon because I think that's the closest event to where I live in the middle of South Germany. There's nothing happening, and like it's not that far away. I've been there for other events. That's like very, very nice travel for me. Like I still have to travel quite a while, but I'm looking forward to that one. Probably not gonna judge and come in cosplay too. because it's easy to travel to.
So which are you picking? Are you judging or are you?
Well, maybe trying to do both, but probably just gonna come to cosplay because
When is
I want
Leon?
to cosplay more. I actually don't know. I think it's in the end of September. I think it was
Yeah,
like the last weekend of September.
Yeah, I think you are right. Events.
Yeah, but that's always very hard to decide if I want to judge the game or come and play and cosplay, because I like doing all of them, but it's very hard to do it all in one weekend.
We want to see you play and cosplay more. I know you got to do it all, but
Yeah.
I'm always seeing you in the Bumblebee costume. I'm never seeing you.
Yeah, in LA, a lot of people ask me, so you're not cosplaying this weekend, or are you cosplaying this weekend? I'm like, well, I am cosplaying as a judge the whole weekend, and I'm putting a lot of effort into my performance.
Yeah, like the one time we were at a place and you're cosplaying together was when I was working. So like
Yeah.
we didn't get to hang out a lot because I was like, I felt like if somebody's like bringing you there and like,
Yeah.
you're on, you want to be like, working
Rachel,
for them.
I'm very sure there's gonna be more opportunities to meet in person. Actually, we still have to do dinner. We still have to do dinner.
Yeah,
I know. Trust me, I had a bleeding hand and I just wanted to eat some food. Like, I don't think we got out to dinner until 10 o'clock. I was falling asleep at the table and I had to go out to eat, like go to home to sleep. Like
You don't need to get out with a bleeding hand. Don't.
Oh, yep, you're still there. Yeah, we got Amsterdam coming, which is exciting. That's closer for you, Eser?
That's relative. Oh, Amsterdam. Yeah, I'm going. I mean, it's still like I think a 10-hour travel from me, with like public transportation or stuff. But like that's on the normal level, on the low level of me traveling to events. So.
So that's the other really exciting. And then we've got Osaka, which is kind of exciting for a lot of people.
Do we have the exact date already?
It is October 31st or November. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, there it is.
You know what's great?
I don't have a pretty picture, but it's there.
They announced it so early that people can actually plan to go there.
Which
I was going to do Amsterdam and I basically canceled my plans for it to go to Osaka because I only have vacation enough for one.
Yeah. That's very fair.
So I was like, no offense, Amsterdam, I'll come back to you someday. But I already did Europe in the fall. Like now it's time for Japan.
Yeah, that's going to be amazing. I wish I could go, but my workplace does not allow time off during Halloween. So it's a big no for me. But besides which, I have a mortgage, so unfortunately, it's not in my budget.
Yeah, all of us over here just like, oh, I could have so much fun if I didn't have to work.
Yeah, I would have so much fun if I could afford going there.
Yeah,
and not work.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Osaka's gonna be it's definitely gonna be a race for us. My husband, he works in nuclear power, and like when they do outages, which are when they like replace fuel rods and different things, like he has to be on call. Like he cannot leave. We cannot go on vacation. It's a 3-4 week period of like you can't do anything, stay at home. And so like I always have to plan around it. So like Osaka, I was like, do you have one? Is it close? So we're gonna be like racing, trying to like get to the airport and get there. Because it's always like around the months when he does that. So it is what it is, but I told him, I said, if you can't go, no offense, but I'm still going. So,
yep.
I will go without you.
So we're coming to what are we looking forward to? I guess nationals in some way. Are you attending nationals, Eser?
Well, I'm trying to. I still have to write my application to judge, which I'm gonna do, next week before I leave. But I'm planning to be there, and if not as a judge, I assume, and I really hope I'm gonna be there as a judge. But if not, I'm just gonna play side events because there's gonna be side events at nationals. So
I'm excited. They've announced now there's side events at all nationals, which in my past experience, I've sat at nationals just playing random games, pickup games with friends because there's not been any side events. So I'm looking forward to side events myself.
In Germany, we are not allowed, like we don't have bigger events because of, you could have them, but it's a lot of effort to get with like the local laws and stuff. I think like the nationals is the biggest event we have as a German community. So it's I'm looking forward to that actually a lot, because our community is very good. They are very nice.
Yeah. Two of my friends have, well, actually 3 of my friends have qualified, so we're looking at renting a house and going down. One of my friends has also applied to judge, and I says, well, do you want to play or do you want to judge? He says, well, the EV's better on judging, so whichever.
And on average, the EV is better on judging, yeah.
So and I'm just going to go and take a cosplay that I didn't finish for Queenstown and wear that, and finally get to wear that out, because my friend helped me so much with it that it needs to be shown off. So
is that the red one?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Excited to see that. I was hoping somebody would do that one.
Yeah, so I just got to finish the headpiece and finish the corset, and it's done. So
and that one is a good one for Halloween.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm looking forward to it. I want to see pictures, you know.
Oh, of course. So any last words for today? Anything? Anyone?
I'm just looking forward to Nat soon. I'm going back to my mech roots for that one, so that'll be a mech costume. And looking forward to year end and getting around the world again, and hopefully that all works out, and hopefully seeing some of you guys in person again in the near future.
Yeah. I doubt this year, but you know, there's still more years to
There's
come.
always next year, and Lynette, Phil, and I are talking about if there's a New Zealand Fab event next year. It's our 20th anniversary, and I want to bring him to New Zealand.
Nice.
So maybe I'll see you if there's one out there.
Yeah. I'm hoping, because they've moved our Nats to Auckland instead of Wellington, which means I can go, because I don't have any budget for traveling on a plane for the rest of the year. So that's a driven trip, so that's not too bad. Because the one year I missed, there was other cosplayers there, which made me very sad. But now I have the beautiful dress that
Claire.
that Claire White has created. She gifted it to me, so she'll be watching it and participating in all our videos, because I don't have the heart to adjust it for myself to where I think I love it as it is. So, but yes, looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to the new set, as I want to play Ninja. I want to play all the things. I started on Ninja.
It's gonna be a wild one. I'm looking forward to it. I really like that they're feeding us, you know, small bits every day. Like it's building up quite the excitement for, you know, the whole experience.
Do you guys want to share your socials? I know you're still working on your YouTube, Max, Verocity, but
yeah, one day at a time. It's been a year that I didn't expect, honestly, in a lot of ways, in good ways, you know. But yes, eventually. So I'm on Twitter, Max Verocity. I'm on Insta under the same name, and eventually my YouTube will get better up and running, which is Pour the Mold, and that's going to have some, hopefully, just what I'm working on, vlog type stuff, and maybe some tutorials sprinkled in. So I've started filming my B-roll on the current thing I'm working on. So hopefully I will be able to actually put up videos, because I'm usually moving too fast to take the video. So I've mounted a camera over my desk. You can't see it, but hopefully I can remember to hit record. Just kidding.
Make a large sign, be like, press record before you.
Yes, that's actually a good idea. I should put like a post-it on my window. So so coming soon.
Yeah. And Eser, any socials you want to share?
Well, I'm on Twitter mainly, and you can find me under Eser Cosplay. I'm posting a lot of my process on my cosplays, and also on, you know, Flesh Blood Church stuff. And I'm also reposting a lot of the art of all of the, you know, amazing Flesh Blood artists too. So
yeah. And your journey on drawing, which is really cool too.
Well, I actually forgot to draw the last week. Like, it wasn't on my mind even, and I realized today, I'm like, oh yeah, I should draw again.
Well, you kind of did some drawing. You sent me a picture, so yeah, you've done some drawing. Just
I guess it counts, yeah. I sent her a picture of a cosplay I'm working on. You know.
Yeah.
Just imagining a point in time in which we have like Eser beneath the card as the artist.
I mean, That would be pretty awesome. Like maybe give it 10 years, you know, give it 10 years and then I can sign cards.
Yeah, and I'm Fabled Hero NZ everywhere. If you're watching this video, you're on my YouTube channel. Please like, comment, subscribe. I still haven't hit 100 followers, which is kind of weird. Thank you both for being on and helping me to bring the news from the last month on the Shapeshifters Rathe. And everyone have a wonderful month, and hopefully we will be more punctual on our next one.
I mean, you didn't tell the story. We were punctual. We forgot to record, so now we're redoing it.
So we get to hang out 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, we got to have a practice run.
Nice.
Because Easter is hard, and all of us were, well, actually, I was a bit off my game and didn't press the record button. So this is our second try, but we did it.